Good evening, Team Expansion guys. We are so excited to get you on a call on this Sunday. And more specifically, this is our first training course coming straight out of Momentum, going into boot camp. We are so excited to be kickstarting our series, our Team Expansion IMD calls with an absolute powerhouse. Now, I had the privilege of meeting her when she had her RTE training in Johannesburg. And let me tell you something, this young lady delivered such an amazing package on stage. So I'm so excited that we got on this call yet again through Team Expansion. So let me just briefly unpack her story very quickly and do an introduction. So she saw adventures, and she's an absolute record breaker in this business, originally from Europe, went all the way to Australia for seeking out business opportunities, and guys, it took her in a totally different direction. She was broke at the age of 22 and literally financially free at the age of 24. That's absolutely remarkable. The youngest, fastest female or IMD female in the world, hitting the top rank of the company in 2 years. We thought Didi did it fast. We thought that Jean-Pierre Chanet did it fast, but this lady hit it in 2 years, guys. That's absolutely remarkable. Also a 100K ring earner and an international trainer. She could be any in the world right now. She's currently in Europe. She's given up her time to be on the call with us, and we are so excited to have on the call Melodie Rismann, all the way from Europe. Melodie, are you there? Melodie,
hey everybody, can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Absolutely. Welcome on board. We're blessed to have you with us this evening.
Thank you so much. Are you able to see me? Because I cannot open the video.
No, we can't see you. So if you can just share your video on your side.
It tells me that I can't because the admin stopped it. Ooh.
Okay,
Yeah, 1 minute.
Let me see if I can remedy that for you quickly. 1 second.
Okay, Melodie, we just got so many people jumping on the call. Give us 1 minute. There we go.
Yeah. I see that. Hello, everybody.
There you go. Can you share your screen now?
Yeah,
there we go. Awesome.
Hey, Melodie, how are you doing?
We made it. Wonderful. And you guys?
We good. So, Melodie, once again, you know, Africa, we're just super excited to have you on the call. You know, you were here, I think, almost 18 months ago. You did a regional training for us in Johannesburg. And Andrea and my daughter couldn't stop talking about you for months after that training. So we're excited to have your story shared with everyone that's getting on this call. And your story is kind of unique. It's very interesting for me because you went to Australia actually looking for a job, and then something happened that completely changed where you ended up. So don't you want to share those early days with us and your journey with World Ventures from when you got started?
Sure. Guys, thank you so much for having me tonight. And hello to everybody. I see the numbers like keeping coming up. So thank you everybody for being here. And you know, when I started this journey, it was in 2013 when I discovered network marketing actually, and where I discovered personal development. And when I saw that, I was so amazed of the power of personal development that for 2 years, I worked on myself. I was broke, I was young, I was 20 years old when I discovered personal development. And so I was following Tony Robbins, for the ones of you who know him. And I just went to all his events. And I traveled in the entire world to do his events. And I traveled up to Australia, where I took a one-way ticket to go there. And I attended an event called Date with Destiny. And there I met an IMD who introduced me to my destiny by introducing me World Ventures. But at that time, I just took one-way ticket to Australia. I was broke, I was on a tourist visa, I wasn't allowed to work. Even on a black job, they don't want you in Australia. I had no money to pay like a rent, so I was like homeless. I couldn't afford a rent or anything. Some days I didn't eat. The worst I did was not eat for one entire week. I couldn't eat at all. I couldn't afford it. And so I was hungry when I met World Ventures, when I started, like literally, physically, emotionally, financially, spiritually, on every level of my life, I was really, really, really starving. And so I started with that passion, and I think that's one of the main reasons I succeed so fast. It's because I was hungry, I was passionate about what I was doing. I didn't have any other choice. I didn't have any other option. And I was already working on myself for 2 years before I started World Ventures. So many people, they compare themselves to me, like, yeah, you did it in 23 months, and me, I take so much more time. Yeah, but dude, it's been 10 years that I work on myself. So, and sometimes, like when they compare to Sachin Govender, I mean, Sachin is working on his personal development since he's a little boy. Like he was like 8 when he discovered personal development. So don't compare to his age right now, compared to the fact that he's working on him for the past 10 years. While so many people, they start to work on themselves when they meet World Ventures. So don't be so hard on yourself, and yeah, just find your passion, work on yourself, and then there you go.
Absolutely.
Great.
Now,
Wait, so Melodie, can you do me a favor? We've got a couple of team members right now which have jumped onto the call, and they speak French. Can you just welcome our new French from some islands, wherever these guys are? You know, the international marketing director is going to personally welcome you guys onto this call.
In French?
In
Please.
French.
Ok. Bonjour à tous ceux qui se connectent, bonjour à tous les Français qui sont ici parmi nous. C'est juste un honneur d'avoir été la première IMD francophone à atteindre ce rang et à avoir ouvert la France. Et c'était il y a 1 an et demi, après 4 ans de travail acharné. Et c'est juste génial de voir la communauté francophone s'agrandir au sein de World Venture. Donc sortez les drapeaux, faites péter les bleus, blancs, rouges, on représente le pays et hâte de vous retrouver au prochain événement. Bienvenue sur ce call.
Oh, absolutely awesome. We can raise our hands at the bottom of the screen, guys. Let's do that. Awesome, Melodie. I want to ask you a question. I've been dying to ask this. So you went to Australia specifically for modeling, if my memory serves me right. I want to say modeling versus network marketing. What did you see in World Ventures at the time that made you do a paradigm shift and switch gears so quickly and literally go all in with network marketing and also making it your career? What did you see that made that shift in you?
It was all clear since the second I saw the presentation. Actually, the funny story is that I saw the presentation a year before I joined, but I didn't trust the person who introduced it to me. So I say no. And then 1 year later, I have this IMD guy that I meet in the Tony Robbins event that talked to me about World Ventures again. But he didn't do a presentation. He just talked about World Ventures. And then the next day, I have actually right now our MD Vitor Ferreira from Portugal, who sent me the presentation. And thanks to the link that Vitor sent me, because I saw the video, it just clicked in me. I don't know how to explain it. I just had this little voice inside my heart that was telling me, yeah, girl, go, it's for you. You know, when you meet somebody, you feel it inside you. Sometimes you don't know him, he didn't even talk, but you feel that you don't like him. And sometimes you feel that you're in love with him when he didn't even say a word. There are so many areas of your life where you should just listen to your soul, where you should just listen to your heart and not the brain. As my mentor always taught me, you always take the small decision with your head and the big decision with your heart. And the thing is, when we are in front of big decisions, so many times we listen to our head, but our head is just messing things up. It's our head that is gonna invent and create excuses, and he's gonna find a way like to stop you from doing it. Like your head is gonna tell you, no, don't do it. You don't have the time. You don't have the money. It's gonna overthink the thing, and it's gonna discourage you. It's gonna create fear in your entire body, and then you're not gonna do it. So the main thing I did when I saw the presentation, I just turned off my brain and I just listened to my heart, because I know it was the kind of big decision that can change a life. And I just decided to listen to the small voice inside me, and the small voice was screaming, it's a dream. It's too good to be true. I want that life. Okay, so let's go and let's try. We'll see. Well, I see it's working. So I'm glad I listened to my heart.
Melodie, you know, your passion just oozes through this call. And, you know, obviously when we've met you in person, it was even bigger. So for me, the question I've got for you today is, we've got a lot of new products which have come into World Ventures, and the system is getting easier with the technology online. So from when you started, you obviously boosted your numbers. You worked fast with passion and desire. Now, if you were just putting me into the system tonight, what would your fast start training getting me started for my next 2, 3, 4, 5 years with World Ventures? Because we want people to understand it is a journey, and it's not a 2-week deal. This is like a marriage, you know. So what are you going to do with me? Because I've already made the decision like you. I'm in, and I'm in for 2, 3 years. It doesn't matter how long it takes me.
Okay, so the first thing I do is I'm having a conversation with him, and I just tell them, well, in your job right now, since the day you're an adult, since you're 18 years old, how many years are you going to work until you're retired? And they're going to tell me, well, 50 years. Okay, so 50 years where you're going to give your life to your boss, right? So 50 years where you have to work how many weeks a year? And they're going to tell me 40 something. Okay, so 40 weeks for 50 years, and how many hours a week? And then they're going to tell me in France it's 35 hours a week for 42 years, 42 weeks a year for 50 years of your life. Okay, so you're going to give up all that to have in 50 years, maybe how much? Like 1,000 years retirement, it's on average in France. Okay, so that's one deal. And you're ready to give your life 50 years to have that deal. So I'm telling you, keep that deal. I'm just offering you something more. And if it works well, if you follow the 3 keys of success, and if we manage to give you more and faster, why not change the deal? Do we have a deal? And then of course they agree. But so I make them see long term. I talk about them like life insurance. For how many years do you have one? Like your job, for how many years do you have one before you retire? Same when you want to buy a house and you make a loan. For how many years do you have your loan? And they're going to tell me maybe 20, 25, 30 years they will have their loan before they finally make money. They rent the place or something. So I plant seeds in their mind of really, really long-term vision. And I tell them that this is a business and this is the same. How many businessmen do you know around yourself that create something, and after how many years are they in profit if they're still alive? And they're going to tell me like, yeah, it takes years. So it's really, really, really important to give them the global vision, long-term vision, so you have a retention. Because the thing is, when you just present the comp plan and the concept and the idea, people will think this is something to have fast money, and they will just try and they will just give it a go, but just a few efforts. They're not gonna have the big vision. That's why we need to have this conversation with them. And then I always ask them their goal. Like, I don't want me to push them, because maybe I will be more motivated than them, or maybe I will be less motivated than them. I don't want to push them. I don't want to scare them, or I don't want to stop them. If they have a bigger vision than me, if they can be IMD in 6 months, I'm going to tell them that they can't just because I didn't. I don't want to stop them. So there is no way that I'm going to tell them what to do. I just ask them what do they want. So exactly when I go to the gym, it's not the sport coach that is going to tell me, oh, you're fat and you need to lose how many kilos. That would be rude. It's me who tell him, okay, I need to lose this, I need to gain that, I need to fit my, how do you call that? The swimwear for the summer. And I tell him my goal. I tell him my availabilities. I tell him my finances I have to put in that, and he will coach me regarding that. And I tell my people it's the same. I'm not here to push you on something you don't want. You need to tell me exactly like in gym, your goal, how many time you're ready to put in, how many efforts, and how many time, how much money. And then with all that, then I can make you a plan. And he tells me his goal, and then I adjust, I adapt. And he's all in, and if he wants to be MD by the summer, okay, bro, be ready to be all in and come to all the events. And that's the first thing I ask them, for sure.
That's brilliant. I mean, for those of you on the call right now, I mean, that's a golden nugget right there. And I hope you guys have been taking notes. So I've literally been writing out a couple of things there. And what you said there is so paramount. I'm a financial advisor and you sound like one as well. So you're actually giving a roadmap to success as well as financial planning for someone's future, which is brilliant. So thanks for that. I'm going to switch gears very quickly. And I'm going to talk about something right now. What I'd like you to talk about something that we're all doing right now. And we're all using social media. Now, when I was at the RTE and you on stage, you delivered probably one of the most impactful segments that I've ever seen in terms of social media. And, I follow you on social media as well, and I see your posts and I see how you travel and how you use social media as such an amazing tool for your business. So for some of the people on the call right now, I want you to just talk about the importance of having a good profile as well as the bio, and what their posts actually say about them, specifically how to promote their business. Can you just touch on a couple of those things for us?
Of course. To me, we are businessmen. And let's say you have a business in the street. You will be careful of the window of your, like what your business look like, what your shop look like, what you have on the front, what you have in the back, what the ambience is inside, even the smell, the colors, the brand, like everything is important to attract customer and to want them to come back. They need to feel comfortable and to find whatever they're looking for inside. And for us, it's the same. And we are our shop. We are our gas. We are our window of our shop. And so we need to share the best image possible, because this is your window. This is your brand. This is the thing that are gonna make your team wants to follow you or not. Because the number one reason in the entire world, in the entire industry, why people join or not is you. Because we all are in the same company. We all have the same product. We all have the same complaint. We all have the same things to say regarding closing and presentation. We all have the same presentations video. So why do some people succeed and others don't? It's because some people want to follow you and some people don't want to follow you and rather follow other people. So you need to be aware of that and be aware that if you're not successful, and of course you are putting the efforts, is because maybe this brand that you're sharing right now, I'm not saying who you are, I'm saying what people see, which is totally two different things. And you need to be humble enough to be aware of that. Okay, so what do I share right now in my brand? What do people see? What, like me, for example, for so many years, people thought I was only money kind of girl and not having a heart. And when I found out that that was the image people had of me, that's what they were thinking, that I didn't care about people, then I wasn't frustrated. I wasn't sad. I was just like open-minded enough to like accept it and work on it and try to change that. And so that's when I started to make more posts with my roommates, with people, with my team, with my dog, with my animals, with my even making stories on my daily life, so people see that I'm a human, that I have a heart, and it's not because I have big rings and big lifestyle that means that I don't care of anyone. And so people start to change their mind because I pay attention to what kind of brand, what kind of how they can feel me, you know. And so this is the most important thing you can work in your business, because you know something, what you say is only 15% of the impact of your entire communication. So 85% of why somebody is impacted by you or not has nothing to do with the actual words that you say. It only has to deal with your brand, with your clothes, with your voice, with your the volume, the tonality, the melody, and all of that, and just your brand, your energy, your charisma, your impact, your leadership, all of that, which has nothing to do with the actual words that you say. And you know, when I started, I wasn't trained. I was young. I have no clue what I was saying, but people were following me because I had this passion, this energy that they wanted to follow. So you need to work on you first. You need to work on your brand, like, and ask yourself, okay, and this is the key. This is the trick. Ask yourself, what kind of people do I want in my business? Ask it to yourself right now. You're going to tell me, I want people who like to travel, who are independent leaders, entrepreneurs, open-minded, personal development people, positive, autonomous, like all these kind of qualities, and list them. And you know what to do now? If you want to attract those people, the first thing you need to do is you need to become that person, because they won't follow you if you're not them. They will only follow people who are higher than them, who can lift them up. So imagine that people are cards. You have twos, you have threes, four, and you have up to the queen, the king, and the ace, right? So if today, let's say you are a 10, you will never, and let's be clear on that, I'm here to make you make money, okay, not to please you. I'm here to tell you the truth. If you are 10 today, there is no way on earth that you can attract king, queens, or aces. You're gonna attract 9, 8, 7 because you're gonna inspire them, because you are above them. So you will always have a team, followers who are below you in that level of success. Maybe in other areas of their life, it will be the reverse. Obviously, I'm just talking about success. So if you want to attract, let's say, queen, that means you need to become a king if you want to attract that kind of level of person. But to attract them and to become them, you need to show them. That's your shop. So that's why it's so vital for your business to work on your social media, because obviously we don't have a shop. Obviously you don't have a window in front of your face. So obviously the only way they can see it is through today's social media. So you need to have a good quality profile picture that shows your face, not 100 people, not even a couple. Otherwise, I don't know who is who. If I don't know you and I'm a prospect, I need to know who you are, not your cat, not your baby, not a flower, not your back. I want your face. And I want your face, a face smart and professional that tells me, hey, welcome to the team. I don't want or like, I want happy, I want energy, but I want leadership too. You know, that kind of balance between the two. And that's where, because your profile picture is the most important thing of all. Because every time somebody is going to go on your profile, every time you're going to like something, comment, chat, whatever you're going to do, even share, that's the picture they're going to see. And you don't have to change it every day. A profile picture is famous. When people see that picture, they know instantly, even further away, even, I don't know, 10 meters. If I show you my profile picture like this, because I have it for, I don't know, maybe 2 years, you know who it is, even if you don't see the face. So you need your profile picture to be famous. You need to take it by a professional photographer, so it's a high quality picture, and so people knows you. It's your brand. It's your image. And that's so important. And it starts with the profile picture and then with the bio, like, and the bio is not something funny. It's not even a quote. Your bio is, I'm your prospect. I come on your profile. What is the value you can add to my life? Your bio on your profile needs to answer my needs. Like, what can you help me with? And then be very careful with all your posts. And you need to share stories that make you open a little bit so people see that you're human and they can like connect with you. And you can do that a lot with the stories, by the way, because it's so intimate and so like daily. People, like a TV show, you know, a reality TV show. You know, I started actually only a year ago to start doing stories, and it totally changed the game for me. Because before, people were, you don't have that in English, but like in French, you say me, you, the other thing, and then we, you, and they. But that you is different than the you here. It's like, I don't know, aristocracy, you know, you. And people were talking to me with that, like so much respect, thinking I was a queen, thinking I was, I don't know, like an alien. And so since I started doing stories, people see me as a human, and they get to know me, and they see what's happening every day in my life, and they see my roommates, and they see boyfriend, they see travels, they see bad things that happen to me too. So they connect with me, they feel they know me, and so that helps them to understand me better, following me more, and then trusting me more and liking me more. And when people do that, then they follow you, and then they can buy from you, and then they can trust you and become your next leader. So that's very important too, to not only share luxe quotes, success. Open up sometimes, maybe 1 or 2 times a month. Share a story about your boyfriend, your wife, your children, something a little intimate that they will relate with. So, and then, yeah, success, happiness, travel, anything that can add a value to their life and that can inspire them.
That's absolute brilliance there, folks. So when we finish this call, I hope you're going to go onto your profile, go into your bio, check it out, and make sure that you're the right person that you're going to attract in your business. So that's brilliant, Melodie. Thank you.
So Melodie, are you at home? Are you in your office right now? Where that space behind you, is that yours? Is that your information behind you? Okay, so I've been very interested while you're talking, because I can see a vision board and I can see numbers and I can see it looks like a target. So just talk to us about what's behind you.
So what's behind me is crazy. You need to be ready for it. So I'm gonna unplug the computer and I'm gonna make you a private visit in the French house. So this is my office, where I have many boards where I can work with. And then I have a vision board, but just for this year. And then I have the library. The craziest part is my real vision board. This is just for the year. And then I have one for my life.
Wow.
Which is an entire wall.
Sure.
This is the wall in front of my office. So every day when I work, I have this vision, because you know how they tell you, the bigger the vision, the bigger the success. You need to be crazy. You need to, you know, the magic of thinking big. So when I first did my first vision board in 2013, and I found it at my mom's place, I think it was 5 years later, I was shocked, because 95% of everything that I dreamed of, everything that I put on my vision board had become a reality. And then I was like, damn, if it worked in only 5 years for a little vision board, why stop in a board? Why not make a freaking wall with the entire vision of my entire life? And it started to work. And I even bought a huge marker that I'm checking on every picture that become a reality. I make a check. So now I have many, in only 1 year that I have it, I have already many checks. So it's encouraged me to look the pictures who don't have checks, so I know exactly what to work on, because that's what's making me happy. And then over there you have a bath. because you know, you need to be ready because before making Zoom calls. You have my bathroom actually in my office, so you're always pretty, always you smell good before meetings. It's perfect. And when I'm tired of sitting here in the chair, at least I can go over there and lay in the bath, because it's a bath of pillows and it's so comfortable. It's so amazing. You can lie in there, you can take a nap. There you have the trampoline where you can get so much energy, and then you have the big Italian shower over there. Well, it's pretty crazy, but I love crazy stuff. And then you have chairs here to make like a little gym before, to energize you before Zooms or whatever. I didn't do it before that one, but I do it every day.
Good.
Brilliant.
Good. So, Melodie, I know that when you first started, you must have had certain challenges. You know, we all go into markets that maybe we don't understand, or maybe we can't give the support because we're not there all of the time. Talk us through, how did you overcome your challenges on your journey to IMD?
Wow. Let me take a sip. So I understood that life is like a video game. To me, when you start a game, you're level 1. And it's pretty easy, right? And then when you win that level, only then you're allowed to go to level 2. A little harder, but then you win. And then when you win, you're allowed to go to level 3. And then the higher you go, the tougher it gets. But the harder the challenge, the bigger the reward. And so, the point of your game is to finish the game and hit the top level. And you know, in our lives, I found out that it's exactly the same. And like in a video game, you have people in their life that are stuck at one level, and they live the same level again and again and again and again. And sometimes it's even game over and they have to restart from zero, because life will put you through the challenge that you're supposed to overcome at that level that you achieve before life allows you to go higher. And so to grow that fast, to achieve IMD when I was nobody in only 23 months, at my age, wow, I did overcome a lot of challenge, but it was only fun because I understood the rules. I understood that it was a game. So like I said, I was already making personal development for 2 years before starting. So anytime I see a challenge, my reaction is not like, oh, it's gonna be tough, or I'm pissed off, or whatever. It's like I welcome it. I like challenge, because to me, a challenge that comes in my life equals growth, equals success, equals becoming even a better version of myself. So I can only be happy about it. I can only welcome it. I can only focus on the solution. I can only focus on the positive and find a way to overcome it. And even if I don't overcome it right now, and even if there is a hard consequence, I can only remember what I learned at Journey with Mark, and what he taught us with Steve Jobs, that was kicked out of his job or of his company he created. Are you kidding me? And then thanks, because he was fired, he created the tech that allowed him to come back and create Apple, that now is one of the biggest companies of the planet. And now it's stuck in my brain. Even if you don't overcome it right now, it's happening for a reason. And you cannot understand it right now. You will understand maybe years from now. So even when something hard happens, I'm like, cool, can't wait to see the reward. I don't care, really. And you know, you have no idea. Like people try to hurt me physically, emotionally. They try to how do you call that? Bargain me, steal money from me, like say bad stuff about me, like how do you say it? Like, yeah, hurt me in a very bad way. And it's okay. I don't blame them. Like, I know they did it because of them, not because of me. And I can only, even the toughest situation, I'm like, I feel sorry for them. That's all I'm thinking about. I never feel sorry for myself. I'm just like, wow, I managed to achieve the level where I understand them, because I agree that if I was them, with the same mindset, with the same fears, with the same past, with the same people around me, with the same mindset, I would have acted exactly in the same way. So I can only understand them, and when you understand them, you forgive them, and when you forgive them, you love them unconditionally. And then you don't allow them to come back if it was really bad, but at least you're like, okay, I love humanity. I'm here doing that job to raise up humanity, because oh my God, I don't want to experience that anymore. But yeah, and then when you truly forgive them and understand them, you let go the pain. That's where you win. That's where you go to the next level.
Awesome, the next level of the game. I'm going to stay on this point because it's you got my attention. You're talking about the highs and the lows, and you talk about the roller coaster ride in your journey to IMD. And I know that we're all going to go through that at some stage. The stock market, as you know, has hit an all-time low. So, eventually the market has to correct itself exactly the same as our business. So there's a lot of people that have joined this call right now that are new, that have joined this year alone. They're still going to experience what we have gone through already, and that adversity is going to come. So for the new person that's just joined, what advice could you give them, when things start getting tough and they feel like quitting? What advice can you give them to say, stick and stay and you'll get your pay? Because they don't know that yet. What you don't know, you don't know.
It's a very good question. And I would just say, buckle up. Because yeah, it's gonna be a roller coaster for sure, and you have to know it. Like I just say, like life is like a video game, and exactly, I know all of you have ever played a video game in your life, whether it was The Sims, Guitar Hero, whatever, Zelda, whatever the game you're playing or you ever played. There are levels. So if you want to win at that thing called life, you need to buckle up, because you're gonna face big challenge, and the bigger life you want, the bigger challenge you're gonna face. And so just remember that story. Just remember that anytime you have a challenge, welcome it and be convinced in the deepest part of your soul that it's happening for you, not to you, and that it's a gift to make you grow, that it's an opportunity for you to succeed, and that it's just a blessing. So be grateful anytime you have a challenge. There is no way you have a life with only rainbows and unicorns and red carpets. No, it has to be tough at some times. Just think about anything somebody around you achieving in their life. Was it easy? No, they had challenge. Even in sport, even like Olympic champions, they go through adversity in order to have this big success that other people never have. Just remember this. That's exactly the sentence I remembered every time I had a challenge. I was repeating it to myself. Do what others don't, you will have what others want. And I remember that, repeating it over and over and over and over. So I knew that I was on the right way, and on the road to success. And when you see life like this, it just becomes easier. So you have the choice. You have the choice to think that life is hard, to think that life is to think that whatever you want to think. But guess what? You're going to attract it. That's how you're going to experience it, because that's the definition you will put. I just think that life is fun, that life is amazing, that life is beautiful, that life is fair, because I know you will only get what you deserve, always. And so because I see life like this, that's how I experience it, because the meaning you will put on things will determine the emotion you're going to feel. So I just decide the other way. You can do the same or not. Your choice, your life.
For sure. So Melodie, obviously when you first started this call, I know that you said you took 2 years personal growth development, and then you saw the opportunity. So in closing tonight, first of all, from Team Expansion Worldwide, and more importantly from Africa, we are giving you so much love. We just absolutely love having you on the call. And one question I have for you is, have you ever missed a training event?
Have I ever missed a training event?
Yes.
No.
And that is why, ladies and gentlemen, she is an international marketing director. So, Melodie, right now, we know that we've had challenges. We obviously canceling the physical training events, for the health and safety. But we had yesterday our very first regional training event went live, over 2,500 people on that call. And from you to the rest of the people on this call, if they can't get into a physical training event, we've got a regional training and boot camp coming up in a few weeks. What is your advice to them?
What?
What is your advice? If we can't get them into a physical training event, what is your advice to them if they want to win big?
Buy the recording of the event of yesterday.
Oh, there we go.
There you go. High five. So, Melodie, thank you so much for having you on the call. It has been just such a blessing to us, and sending love to your entire team in Europe. Be safe and be blessed always.
Thanks, Melodie. It's been a pleasure having you on the call from Andrew and Sally in South Africa.
Thank you so much, guys. It's always a pleasure. The RTE I did in South Africa was my first ever RTE as a trainer, and I will remember it my entire life. It was just amazing. I love you so much. So proud of you. So proud of your growth. And I can't wait to see you at the next event. Thank you so much for having me. Bye.
Thanks for taking the call. Thanks, Melodie. God bless.
And Team Expansion Worldwide, don't miss the next Sunday training and call. They will not be every single Sunday. They are going to be random Sundays. So please make sure you get your team on. And obviously right now we are going to be going very big on changing the way we do business and getting onto live events. But don't forget, have a power week, do your one-on-ones, two-on-ones, and get to your bank meetings that you have in your area every single week.
Awesome, guys. Go out there, crush it. We'll see you in about 2 weeks' time on the next call. God bless.